And we are back on WGN TV Political Report. So on Tuesday, Chicago voters will pick new city council members in runoff races across 14 different wards. Just south of downtown, there's a heated race happening in the 11th ward. Now that covers Chinatown and Armour Square, as well as Bridgeport and Guaranteed Rate Field. This May will become the city's first majority Asian ward. Well, Nicole Lee was appointed to the seat nearly a year ago by Mayor Lori Lightfoot in February. A crowded field of 7 candidates left Lee leading Anthony Gervino by just 177 votes. Gervino was invited to participate in today's show, but declined to appear. 11th Ward Alderwoman Nicole Lee joins me this morning via Zoom. Alderwoman, good to see you. Thanks for being with me.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for inviting me.
Sure. So you are the first and only Asian American on City Council. In fact, as I was just saying, the ward was sort of drawn for the Asian American community as its a majority. What did the results of the February 28th election tell you about the ward, given that you find yourself in a runoff?
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate the question. You know, the work that has been done to get the remap done so that we do have the first Asian majority ward was an incredibly important step for our community. There was another Asian American candidate in the race, and between the two of us, we actually got 51% of the vote total in the primary. So I think that shows that we're ready. We're on our way. We're really looking to ignite our community to get everybody out to vote. We've worked so hard to get the representation with the remap and the ward being the first Asian majority ward, that we now need to sort of wield this political power by showing up and making our voices heard.
Now, in case viewers didn't catch on, when I said 11th Ward, they may or not remember, maybe when I said Bridgeport they did, this was the home of the Daley Power Base. And so there we see a shift from there. For decades, that was the home of the Daleys. Talk a little bit more, or if you would, talk about bridging that gap between sort of the old days of Daley control and where we are now, how things are changed.
You know, I think, Paul, things have been changing for a long time. The ward prior to this remap was still very diverse. With the new map boundaries, we do have Asian majority with 51% of the voting age population being Asian, but this ward has been changing for many years now. So I don't want to say that it's all that different than what it was even 5 years ago. In terms of just people being together, getting to be one community. I think we have this really great opportunity now to really move forward as one of the most diverse wards in the entire city of Chicago.
You have gotten the endorsement of some Daley family members, so they're still around. And
yes,
we mentioned
they are.
that. Yeah, so let me talk about public safety, because not only did our poll show that as #1 by far, but you and your opponent have also said, look, this is the #1 issue. Your opponent's credential, of course, is serving as a crisis intervention team member and instructor with CPD. He calls himself the law and order candidate. He's been backed by the FOP Lodge 7. Talk about your plan for public safety and what's been happening in the year that you've been in office.
Absolutely. And thanks for the question, Paul. You know, making the residents of the 11th Ward feel safe is my top priority. For the last year, I've been working very hard with the 9th District Police Department here in the 11th Ward, with CAPS, with our community organizations, attending beat meetings for CAPS, working to fully fund the police so that they have the resources that they need. In fact, we're going to continue to do the kind of work that we're already doing because we're seeing results. In Beat 914, where I live, where my opponent has actually been very critical of the high rate of robberies there, we've seen in the first 3 months of the year, this year, that crime has decreased. Carjackings are down 93%. Violent crime is down 63% now. We're not going to pat ourselves on the back for that. There's so much more work that has to be done. But what we're doing is beginning to work, and we've got a great relationship with the 9th District. In fact, that got us, that collaboration and communication got us an additional patrol car on the weekends for Chinatown. Beat 914 is Chinatown.
Yeah, I did know about that. While I have you, I want to talk about economic development as well. The Hallstead Street corridor, specifically south of 35th and along Archer Avenue. You've talked about that as a key to the quality of life. You want to make this a walkable neighborhood. What's in the plan?
Yeah, so later this year, the Ramova Theater project will be completed. It should be done, knock on wood, by the fall. And that's going to be a big boon to the Hallstead Street corridor. I think that's going to bring a lot more interest in development and bringing more businesses in. We have lots of storefronts that are still open here. We've got lots of great restaurants, but I think there's many opportunities but we also have the Archer Avenue corridor as well. We've got a really big growing community along the river by the Eleanor Boathouse. Uh, excuse me, and residents want to see things that they can walk to, a coffee shop, a wine bar, things like that. What I'm really excited about doing with residents moving forward in the full term is to really get to the heart of what are the things that we want to see in the ward under these new boundaries, including the 35th Street corridor as well, so that we can do the work that we need to do to attract those businesses to come invest in our ward.
And just, we only have about 30 seconds left, but both you and your opponent have endorsed Vallas. Vallas has endorsed you. My question is, if Johnson should win the mayoral election, there's a hefty price tag to what he wants to do tied to public safety and all that. How will you how will you react if city council is presented with a whole new series of fees and things that are part of the plan? If that happens.
I think, Paul, we'll handle that just as we do our business every day. I'm going to be ready to work with whoever's in office. And I think we all, as alders and city council members, have to be ready to, be good stewards of the resources that have been put before us.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to handle those one thing at a time. I don't want to speculate as to everything that's going to happen, but one bite at a time is how I was told I've got to handle this job.
All right, fair enough. Alderman Nicole Lee of the 11th Ward, we're going to keep our eye on your race. Good luck to you on the campaign trail. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Paul. Take care.
All right, you too.